Welcome, everyone, to Wellness with Dipal Shah podcast. It is so wonderful to be here with you and our guest, Grace Hom. How many of you are dealing with dental issues? I don't remember any time where I was scared to go to the dentist. Like going for my cleaning is so scary to me because I'm so afraid of what they're going to find. And if there's something going on with my teeth, I have worked with so many clients that have had crowns or root canals, and they're scared. It's not a fun experience. Going to the doctor in general is not a fun experience. And so, what if there was a way of energetically healing your dental issues? Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, that's what Grace Hom has brought to us today, energetic dentistry. And I thought this was just so phenomenal. And she's so good. There are so many testimonials that she has, but let me introduce you to Grace. Grace is an internationally recognized light medicine practitioner who has over 22 years of combined experience in healthcare and alternative healing. She incorporates science, spirituality, and intuition to facilitate her clients to transform health, financial, and relationship issues. Her gentle presence, profound intuition, and powerful activations often awaken the intuitive gifts and light language abilities in others, making her a much sought after mentor and teacher to light workers and way showers. Grace is known for her intuitive energy work with eyesight, teeth, body pain, meridian imbalances, and re-imprinting states of a resourcefulness that activates generative energy in the body. She works with one's light body to facilitate the body to remember its own natural state of health and wholeness. And I've known Grace for some time now, and her clients rave about her abilities. She has brought so much healing to people all over the world with her work. And I am so proud to have her as a guest today with us here. You may experience some laughing or yawning as we talk today, because she does have a wonderful process that will guide you through this experience of healing. And so stay tuned till the end because we want you to experience this beautiful light process that she has for us today. So welcome, Grace. It is so wonderful to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Deepa, for having me. Thank you for such a kind introduction. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, it's always so wonderful. Grace and I actually started with a summit and we met there and we just really resonated with each other, our energies, and we do a lot of the same work. So we've done a few things together. We started the global gathering together as well. Grace was just amazing and a delight to work with. And so everything that you have helped me with, thank you, Grace.
Oh, total pleasure. It's a global thing, so it's beautiful to see how the global gathering really has taken on a momentum of its own. So it's really beautiful to see.
It is. And you've been on it multiple times, and it's always an honor to have you there. But today we want to talk about, energetic dentistry. I find it so fascinating. But tell me, how did you get into that?
Yes. So, like, I like watching forensic stuff. I have that morbid side, and I was always struck by how often dental records are used to identify people. And I was fascinated about how someone can just take a teeth and extract DNA and figure out who's who. And I'm like, there must be an energetic component. And then one day I found this beautiful chart that came from a clinic in Switzerland that I think it's Dr. Rowe that illustrates how each tooth is related to a meridian, to an organ system, to a joint in our body, and
Wow.
to yeah, into a endocrine gland. So I thought, oh my God, those are all the different pathways for the body to communicate so much psycho-spiritual information. And I look at the patterns in the teeth and I can see all the different archetypal patterns that also work with the five elements. So
Wow.
every time someone has a dental issue and I work with them, I'm able to tap into the psycho-spiritual issue or the emotional issue that's impacted their lives that shows up. So the health of one's teeth is really a reflection of the health of your entire life. It's like the fingerprint. Your dental record is like the fingerprint of your whole life. And sometimes I'm so fascinated by what clients share with me. So as I start to put this together and listen to clients' stories, I just pay attention to what they're asking for and the feedback they require. And I'm just getting deeper and deeper into my work. And there's always so many layers. But what is so relevant right now, Deepa, and even my dentist, who doesn't even care about these things, noticed this pattern, and I read it in the newspapers too, that since COVID, more and more people are going to the dentist for this one issue, and that's grinding, tooth grinding.
Oh,
And
yes.
as you know, the tooth grinding is like stress that needs to be expressed, and many people having problems because of tooth grinding. So with the molars and wisdom tooth, all the teeth back here, but all the teeth back here, some of it, the wisdom tooth are related to the heart, meridian, pericardium, small
Mhm.
intestine, and triple burner. And that triple burner meridian is also related to hormonal stuff, circadian stuff,
Mhm.
metabolism, and so many issues that we call stress. So the triple burner really reflects the health of your autonomic system, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, and so on and so forth. And the molars are a reflection of the health of the lungs and large intestine. But it's also about being able to act on what inspires you. And as you can see, what things that have been happening, um, a lot of people feel they're not able to speak their truth. And a lot of people feel like they are going to bed with so much vicarious trauma from around the world, from everything that's going on. More and more people, especially our awesome listeners, 100% of them who are intuitive empathic,
Yeah.
100% of you may be experiencing one form of vicarious trauma or another. And some of you may have bodily symptoms, and some of you may very well be dealing with teeth grinding, which means jaw pain.
Yeah.
And that means your teeth are more susceptible to being broken. And another big issue that's going on is periodontal pockets, because the
Mhm.
stress creates a change in the pH of the body. And as our bodies become more acidic, the acid erodes enamel. So more and more people are dealing with periodontal issues. And don't blame it all on hygiene, because it's not all about hygiene. It's
Right.
all about stress eroding
Mm.
our enamel. Yeah.
All of this can also cause issues in the body, like heart disease or diabetes or something like a chronic ailment too, right, Grace?
Yes. So the diabetes and the heart issues, they are the byproducts of all the different kinds of stress people have, right? And as you know, like anyone who has diabetes, I say there's a lot of unhealed emotional issues going back to childhood. As you know, all the recent research on trauma and how unhealed trauma from childhood or even from 7 generations before has
Right.
an impact on our bodies. So I hear this a lot when I work with teeth. I study the energetics of it, the history of teeth, the anthropological history of teeth, which is so interesting because studies have found that people in other parts of the world that are not on our diet, I'm sorry to poo-poo our diet,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
healthy teeth and they don't need braces and they have
Wow.
healthy jaw development. In all the cultures where people are close to nature, walk barefoot, have that constant connection with nature, they have a beautiful, fully developed jaw
Yeah.
that fits all their teeth, and they're so freaking beautiful. I'm just like, in our modern world, like I too grew up on a modern American diet, and it's so
Right.
funny. When we first came to this country, my parents were so enamored with everything American. So I was born in southern China. And when we came here, of course, we're very small people, right? And our parents are so enamored with everything American that they're like, no, you eat like Americans. So you go big and tall like Americans. I'm sorry to say that didn't work. It gave me a lot of pimples. I remember how self-conscious I was as a teen. I was a little chubby, a little overweight because I try to eat like an American, and I have pimples and I need braces, and I was like the ugly bitty stage of my life, dear God.
It's interesting because, okay, so my brother and I, we grew up in New Jersey. And my dad owned a convenience store. And even when he didn't own the convenience store down the block, which had all this, you know, chips and candy. I mean, at that time, candy was like 2 cents and 5 cents. Okay. And so we would be buying ice pops. I mean, our diet was really bad. And the interesting thing is, my brother, at a very young age, he needed braces. He ended up with a lot of cavities. And me, who was eating more junk food than him, I mean, I think that was my diet. Like, that was it. And I had no cavities. I didn't even get braces, even though I probably need, something in the bottom teeth. But, I never needed braces or had cavities at a young age. And it's interesting how two siblings who pretty much ate the same food, but yet their teeth show something different, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of personality that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like, were you able to play with other kids and
Yes.
fun with your life?
Yes.
And that kind of compensated for the diet, right? Because sometimes it's also our internal emotional well-being, and that's what the teeth are good at detecting. Like, emotionally, are you really calm or not all the time? Because if you're not, then there's the periodontal pockets because all the stress wears away the enamel, and some people actually have enamel worn away in the top teeth, and so on and so forth. So,
Yeah.
and saying this, people, if you're listening, it doesn't mean that we're critical of how you live your life because it's just information. And
Exactly.
sometimes it's not always, I totally get that sometimes some people live a life where all the hidden stuff is huge. So don't punish yourself or shame yourself if you have dental issues. Be grateful that your body is able to communicate to you what is true. And I know, especially if you're living in a situation where your own thoughts, your own ideas, and your feelings are being dismissed, discounted, devalued, then you go through all kinds of doubt about whether you're really in the right relationship or not. And it actually shows up in your teeth, like in the premolars. If you're not in relationship with this give and take, with this receptivity as well as giving, with this gratitude for who you are, it actually shows up in some of the teeth. And that's not to um, punish you or shame you, but to let you know that your body always knows. That's the beautiful thing. Your body has such wisdom. It always knows. So regardless of the gaslighting, the lies, and the relationships you're in, trust that you know and that your body knows, and your body's wisdom is always holding sacred space for you to access your own resourcefulness to be whole and healthy. And it's a journey, and I think Deepa and I both know we've been through stuff. It's the calling card to be a healer. You go through
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes, you do. You do. But that's where we grow, right? Grace, I feel like we've grown so much through our experiences, and that's why we do the work that we do. And it's wonderful to be in this space. And I feel like um, a small percentage of people find their purpose and find their passion along with their purpose and meaning to what they do on a daily basis. I mean, we spend 8 hours a day just doing this work, and it's it's a spiritual work. It's more self-awareness work. It's more self-love and self-care. And it's so beautiful to be able to do that. And we want that for everybody, to help them get through their hardships and whatever's going on in their bodies. And it's beautiful that you're offering and telling us about how just our mouth, what's going on with our teeth, reflects what's going on even deeper inside of us. And I know you have some tips on dental and gum tissue health for our audience. Do you care to share that at this time with us?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, I want to reiterate again how important it is to not go into self-blame and shaming if you have dental issues, because it is heartbreaking to have dental issues, especially if like it's the front tooth that's missing or discolor or crooked. I remember what it felt like before braces, how self-conscious I was. And I know that there's so many different issues you can have with teeth. Many people are concerned about, like the biggest concern I've been hearing is about root canals.
Yes.
And the thing is, you can, if you require it, if it was safer for you to have the root canal so the infection won't harm the rest of you, that's all right, because sometimes we have to make those choices. Don't make it wrong to have it if you already have it, because the worst thing is to keep on assigning bad information to what's already done instead of assigning and buying into the bad information. Just allow yourself to know that you can take care of your root canal. It doesn't have to have a bad ending like the way we're being sold sometimes about that. So for everyone with root canal, I want you to know, does not have to have a bad ending. It does not have to be like the cause of cancer or this and that. Cancer is so much more than that. So if you have root canals and you're concerned about what it can become later, just that concern itself creates a lot of issues, right? Because our perspective creates our issues. And I want to clear all the concerns about root canals, fillings, implants, and so on and so forth, because your body is able to help you become healthier, and all those procedures can do good or harm. So if you focus on how your body is being supported to heal, then it's a different energy. It's total different energy. So every lie you bought into about root canals, let's clear that for everyone watching. And all the concerns about implants, whether they're safe or not, and all the concerns about all the other things that go on in your mouth. Let's clear all the concerns, because sometimes it's like, I know, the anticipation of going to the dentist, sitting in a chair, the anticipation of that needle going in is worse than the actual experience sometimes, right? So when you already have dental work done, the memories of it, the anticipation of the next thing that needs to be done, all that creates a lot of tension in the mouth and in our subconscious. So let's clear all the subconscious tension we have. And for the health of teeth and gum, because teeth again is so related to stress, give yourself a few minutes a day to just take a break, go outside in nature, be connected with the earth in your way. I know we can't always go barefoot because I know that like today is 60 degrees here, and in a few days we're going to get snow, so don't be going out barefoot in the snow. And as much as you can, drink water, give yourself some relaxation time so that your nervous system can recalibrate itself into a space of harmony. And when your nervous system is recalibrated, your body can actually do a lot of self-healing, and it can actually tolerate a lot of not so good things, you know. So sometimes it doesn't even matter what you eat if the emotional stuff, the emotional stories that are eating you inside, make sure what's eating you up, you are able to stop that. So then what you're feeding yourself emotionally is nourishing thoughts, self-healing thoughts, and clear as much as possible all the vicarious trauma around you. So maybe this is a good time to just tune into everybody's energy and clear all vicarious trauma and everything that's keeping everyone locked up and tooth grinding at night. Let me just ask for the top 10 issues in your life that's keeping you up at night. Ooh. So everyone on the call, you may feel sleepy, or you may be yawning, or you may just feel a gentle calm. And if you're not yawning, that's also okay. Know that you're receiving and that you're in a safe space. And being in a relaxed state is actually much easier than you think, right? You just stop and take a few deep breaths and tell yourself, at this moment, all of life supports me, and I'm totally supported by all of life. In this very moment, I'm totally supported by all of life, and my body is always healing. And the dynamic power my body has to heal is always working for me 100%. And I'm hearing some of you, when I mention working 100%, you're like, huh? So we're going to just play with that thought and clear all the subconscious issues around that, so that knowing that your body is always working for you and healing you at 100% capacity. So I'm just tuning into all the subconscious issues, just keeping you from really knowing and receiving from your body at 100% capacity. Ooh. And at this point, some of you may feel your stomach gurgling, and that's great because that lets us know that when the more acidic content becomes alkaline, it gives off a little bit of gas and you hear gurgling in your stomach. That's always a good sign that your pH is becoming more alkaline. And we do hold so much stress in our stomach over second brain, the enteric nervous system. So I'm going to just bring a lot more energy to our enteric nervous system and bring patterns of calm and harmony and ease and peace. And all the stress that's locking up anything else, I'm going to clear. So I'm going to tune into especially the triple burner meridian that I mentioned earlier. And at this time, it's the beginning of autumn, and with everything that's going on with COVID, which is so related to lung issues, I'm going to tune into everybody's respiratory system and the part of the vagus nerve that goes there, and just bring some calming, harmonious energy. And so I find it helpful to also clear the sinuses and then the facial bones, especially the maxilla, so that there's space for the parotid glands to do their work. And the parotid glands support the dental fluid flow system in each tooth. So let me just see what we need to do with facial bones, the maxilla especially. And that's connected to ethmoid, sphenoid bones. So all the bones in the face, I'm just going to open up and make it more spacious. And Dipal has such a beautiful jaw. Like the Western dialect did not ruin your jaw. You have a beautiful jaw. Oh my God. Oh, there. So for everyone on the call, just opening out more space in the facial bones, especially around the parotid glands, so that the parotid glands will do their work for the inside of each tooth. Oh. And teeth and eyes and nose also connected. I'm just gonna open up the bones around the eye socket and bring more ease to the eyes, attention in the eyes. Oh. Good. Somehow that we energize the parotid gland. Just going to bring energy to all the teeth. So starting from the back tooth, the wisdom tooth, the molars, top and bottom, premolars, the canine, and the incisors. And since all the teeth are connected to different meridians, you can be sure that all your meridians are now receiving this energy. Good, 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 good. And I know a lot of us may have some spleen chi deficiency with all the worries and concerns going on. So I'm going to clear those worries from the spleen and spleen meridian. And I'm going to open up our back so the back is more spacious. And there's a flow of energy to the whole body. Good. So now our lower back is more spacious for energy to just go down there and not be stuck around the chest. Good. Now that looks good, everyone. All right.
That's amazing, Grace. Amazing. Amazing. I could feel my jaw like literally dropping. I could feel when you went to the eye sockets, like my eyesight, like my eye, like they just wanted to do something. You could see, oh my gosh, the camera was going in and out as I was talking about the eye sockets.
Yeah.
But wow, that was just amazing. And I hope everyone here had this beautiful experience. And if you feel like you didn't feel anything, sometimes we know that we are sensitive. There are people who are highly sensitive, and then there's people who have a knowing that the energy is working and it's doing something. Just you believing and knowing is enough for you to receive these beautiful energies that Grace brought to us today. So thank you, Grace, for taking us through this process and being here, explaining that, you know what, we do have more than just going to the dentist. We can add alternative medicine to our conventional medicine to help accelerate the healing process. And that's what it's all about. All the energy healing, or if you choose Ayurveda or homeopathy, all of this stuff is for you to have access to other things outside of conventional medicine. And that's what Grace brings to us today, so gracefully. So thank you so much. Now, Grace, where can people find you and get a hold of you? Can you share with us your website or any other links you'd like to share?
Yes. So my website is graceghom.com. And there's also on my website, you can sign up for free ozone because ozone supports the healing of our teeth. And ozone has been proven to heal tissue. So you may want to do that. And I know that for some people, ozone really works for any lung issues. So that would be a good thing. And I'm also on Facebook, Grace G. Hom, and my YouTube channel is Grace G. Hom. So yeah.
Beautiful. We'll be sharing all of these links. And so thank you so much, Grace. And guys, if you are here with us listening, please check out Grace's amazing gift and check out her website. Go to her Facebook group, follow her there. She is amazing. So thank you everyone for being here. And thank you for all of my listeners and followers. Thank you so much. And namaste, everybody.